Designing an integrated curriculum. Okay, let's look at these concept questions. I want to ask you. You're sitting in your kitchen on a hot summer day. In order to cool yourself down, you open the door of the fridge. Is this a good idea? What happened to the temperature in the room after, say, 1 hour? You have 5 minutes to think. I think most of you should know the answer, because chemical engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, it's part of thermodynamics. Assuming all the windows are closed. Okay. That's based on the assumption that all windows are closed. So how? Jiwa, you know answer, don't tell. Okay. So assuming that it's a closed room in the kitchen, you have a fridge, it's so hot to open the fridge door. Want to cool yourself? You know the answer already?
You get cool a bit.
Yes, you can cool a bit. Then what happened? Yeah, you do get cool a bit, yeah. But is it going to be cool for long? Say after a period of time, say 1 hour. After 1 hour, what happened? Don't be shy to tell me the answer. Okay, initially very good, it cool you down. After 1 hour, I think you need a fan. Is it true? What happened? Okay, chemical engineering.
I think it depends. If you stay close to the refrigerator, you can cool yourself very long.
But you open the refrigerator door, you know. You open the door. So what happened? Okay, let's do the whole analysis. I'm now using critical thinking. Let's analyze, okay?
Temperature in the room, not temperature.
So you open the fridge door, cool air comes out. After what happened? What is but after 1 hour, what happened? Does your refrigerator runs on fresh air and water? Is it run on fresh air and water?
Right.
Your refrigerator, it runs on itself, is it?
Yes.
No.
Oh, by electricity, of course.
Yes, but what is turning out this cool gas, cool air?
Yeah, they heat it out from the
There's a
compressor.
exchanger, right? Yes. So after a while, what happens? Because you open the fridge door, after what happens? The heat is generated by the refrigerator. You go behind your fridge, it's very hot, you know. Okay? And if there's no ventilation, the whole room is closed. After a while, what happens? This heat will overpower your cold air because the cold air that's generated out is not going to be fast enough to cool the room. So after a while, your room should become hotter or cooler. Hotter or cooler? Hotter, right? So it's a good idea, but only for a few minutes. So what you should do is open up, then after that 15 minutes close again, then open up again. Then you see that at the end of the day, your electricity bill will go sky high. Okay? So this is one of the concept questions that just used to break the ice. Okay? So now we go back to integrating curriculum. Explain the rationale of the integrated curriculum. I will not repeat this because I think that I need to mention what you can integrated. Integrated can be in two forms, or rather three. It can be integrating skills, the skill set. That means you can read the skill set. Or it can be integrating between modules, which use knowledge between the courses. Or it can be integrated cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary projects. Okay, these are the three main types. Of course, you can do other types. Now, let's look at this diagram. If you look at the first diagram, the blue, okay, this is a strict disciplinary curriculum. If you say when you teach the students, only concentrate on discipline. So if it's electrical, you just teach electrical. Mechanical, you just teach mechanical. Then you go to the extreme right-hand side. This is a very famous European model, an apprenticeship. In fact, most of the engineers in Europe, they always go to this apprenticeship first before they achieve that. So it's concentrating on skill set, right? And then you go on to the problem base. Problem base, the students are given a problem, and then they solve it around the discipline. I think in Singapore, in Singapore Republic Polytechnic, one of the newest polytechnic, their uniqueness about this polytechnic is that the students from the very beginning, they are taught the problem-based curriculum. So they're given problems and they learn around the problems. Now CDIO on the other hand is different in that you have all the discipline in the vertical line, and your skill set is woven between and the projects as well. So that's where the difference is. Okay, in CDIO. That means you have a certain skill set, how you weave it through your curriculum. So this example to show you. Let's go to example first. Okay, this is taken from KTH in the early days, 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, this was shown by them. So let's say you have a 3 years course, and these are the subjects. Now, if I want to teach oral communication, you can weave through year 1 introductory course to numerical methods, thermodynamics. So that means your oral communication can be weaved through these 3 modules. Okay, I show you, and for the rest. Okay, now this is KTH example. I'll show you another example, our SP example. Okay, Singapore Polytechnic example. So these are the modules for the 3 years of studies. And say I have CDIO skill set X, which is say teamwork, for example. And you see how it's weaved. You can also weave in this manner. Okay, now one very interesting thing, when I was conducting this workshop in Malaysia, and the question was asked, usually you assume that you teach, let's say for example communication skill, you assume the communication skill is taught in first year and is used in second and third year. But it's not so. Like for Singapore Polytechnic context, if you teach communication skill, the first year we teach like oral communication and teamwork. And then the student will use it. You can use it in another modules. Then in the second year, you teach them things like maybe report writing. And the third year, you teach them interview skills. So that means you can have communication skills throughout the years. That means throughout the 3 years. But at every level, you teach them different type of communication skill. Okay? And if let's say you teach them a certain skills in the first year, then when you use them, you use the skills that you teach them. Okay? This is one way. And if you look at the second skill set, now why I put two blue and red in the same modules, because say if these 2 skill sets are communication and teamwork, I can combine communication and teamwork together, right, into one modules. But then when I use it, now be careful, I always tell them, when you say teamwork, you want to test the student on teamwork. So in the second year, you can actually test them or you assess them. But be very careful to choose the modules or the courses, because you don't want to load the student up so much. No, every year, every course you want to test them, the student will be so overwhelmed, and the lecturers as well, so much work to do. So when you choose when to teach and when to assess, it's very important. Okay, you can also use it and not assess. It all depends on what's your need. Okay, so now I want to just go back a bit. Now you know about the skills. So these are the skills. These 2 skill set are out of the 13 skill set. Now these are the skill set you need to know, or you want the students to know or to teach them. Then how does the standard comes into picture? The skill set is what? The standards. So you have already addressed this is a skill set which is part of your standard 2, right, which is the syllabus, correct? So in your standard 2, okay, standard 1, it talks about the context. Standard 2, it talks about the syllabus. So you know your syllabus, these are the standard. Okay, this is how you're going to introduce or implement CDIO. But in the standard 2, it's relate back to your skill set. Okay, then you go on to standard 3, which is integrated. So the way you will do it is through integrated, but you go back to the skill set, correct? Then you go to introduction to engineering, it's standard 4. Again, in standard 4, what are the things you want to cover? What are the skill set you want to cover for your standards? So this is how you see the link between the 2. Okay, knowing what to put in and how to do it. Then you go to standard 5, which is your design and build. Again, when you go to standard 5, design and build, then you ask yourself, what are the skill set I want to introduce to the students? Okay, then afterwards, our cover skill set, standard number 6, which is supposed to be tomorrow, but I'll bring it forward because I'm flying off tonight. So you see the difference now between the standards and the skill set. You understand your skill set, and then you must know in these standards, how do I do it? Because standard is telling you how. Okay, so this is how we do it in SP. We put down all the modules. So in a workshop too, this is something which I will ask you to do. So you have to bring all your materials, and then you just, do the linking of your skill set. Okay, any questions up to this stage? Okay, actually I wanted you all to do exercise, but I think I'll skip this. Oh, you want to do? No, huh? When you do exercise, I thought I'd ask you to do exercise very quickly, like communication skills. Where do you see that you will teach them? And where do you see that you use them? And where do you see you will assess them? That means teach, use, and assess. Okay, when you use them, doesn't mean you have to access them. So maybe very quickly, 5 minutes, just choose communication skill itself. In the 4 years of a course, which module or which course you will actually introduce. Just one communication skill. Am I going too fast? I speak very fast. You see, you cannot just say, I want to do it, and you don't know what to do, right? I want to do standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, but I don't know what to do. So that's why you know the what. So in standard 2 is your syllabus. Syllabus is your what, all the skill set, which is part of the standard 2. Then standard 3 is integrating curriculum. Okay, that means if I want to do now, I want to do a skill set, but integrating how? Integrating curriculum is one of them, one of the standards. You understand? Then standard 4, which is introduction to engineering, which is the fundamentals. Most university, when they start CDIO CDIO implementation, they always go standard 4. And standard 4 is done in 2 ways. Okay, because you want to, standard 4 is introduction to engineering. You want the students to know, because these are new students who come in, they don't know about engineering, so you actually want to introduce them to engineering. So standard 4, so most universities do it in the first week when the student come in the first week. But in Singapore Poly, we do it differently. We do it in the first year, but over the whole semester. Again, the choice is yours. You want to do it over the whole semester, you want to do it for 1 whole week. A very simple design built projects for introduction to engineering. For us, we cover introduction to engineering. We also cover what's the world of engineering. We show students what's the world of engineering. We cover a bit about CDIO. And then every discipline, the introduction to engineering is different, because it's very, very discipline specific. Okay, I think you're going to share, right? Introduction to engineering. Okay, Chiwa is going to share with you introduction to engineering. And then your standard 5 is design and build. But you see, when it says standard 4 introduction to engineering, it also have very basic design and build, which is also your standard 5. Now, in order to materialize standard 4 and 5, you need to talk about workspace. Okay, workspace or the learning space. Then after that, you go on to 7, which is the integrated learning experience. We'll cover that in component 2. Okay, then standard 8, your active learning. Okay, 9, 10, your faculty skill set. Then 11, 12, about assessment. So this you progress, as you go along. Understand? So this standard is to guide you on how to do CDIO implementation. You understand now? It's to guide you. Whereas the what, the skill set, is to tell you what need to be put in. Huh? Okay, just take one example. Let's work together. Your year 1, do you teach any communication or English? Okay, what English course is that? English 1 and 2. Experiential English, very high, very nice name. Okay, I cannot type in. Oh, sorry, this This is a,
Figure?
no, because it's a image.
Yeah.
You teach them in Thai or English? Mm. Okay, that's where the difference is. Mm. But this is mainly teaching them the language. But how about teaching them like in Thai? Whether you teach them any communication skill, not necessarily to be in English. Like when you teach them, do you teach them teamwork? Teach them communication skills? No, so maybe this is something you all can consider. You see, so when I ask further, you realize that maybe certain thing is missing. But teaching English language itself is a language, because you're not teaching them teamwork or communication, or say thinking skills. Okay, so from this you can very quickly, notice your gap. What are the things you need to do? So it's very important you understand the CDIO skill set. Once you understand the skill set, you find that when you do an analysis, okay, you realize where are the gaps. So is it clear? So your English is a language. Not quite, is it? Okay. It's more practical. Okay, but what do you actually teach them? Okay, so you're teaching them how to present, how to paraphrase, how to write. But do you ask them to use it later on in your, say, year 2, year 3? To write reports or to ask them to present in English? Or just learning English language? You understand what I'm trying to get at? Yeah. So are you actually, do they have to present in year 2 and 3? Or in year 1? In Thai or in English? In English. Okay.
Just in that class.
Okay.